Hello, we are Ledger Legends accounting firm. Today, we are going to go over our project for our application domain class. So here we have the login page. We chose a dark theme because we believe that it's becoming more trending and it's easier on the eyes. So to start things off, we have the login page. If you are a new user, you can sign up. Um, uh, let's say um, Joker. Um, Happy, Joker Happy, right? J Happy. That's so our username is automatically generated based on your name and today's date. Um, we can put in an email, the date of birth. Um, we have the address. Let's make a password, and then we can choose a security question and our answer to it. So check to make sure everything's correct. And I chose this email because this is the email I have up for testing. So we submit it. If we try to log in, we just chose um, J. Um, what was the name we just chose? Actually, I could just log in as administrator. So if I log in as administrator, um, and I actually go to view users, what did I? Oh, J Happy. So yeah, let's go log in as J Happy. So if I try to log in, oh, I cannot because it's inactive. So that leads me into the administrator, which I was just at. And it just logged me. It has my original login saved already, so I can log in as administrator. It has my name at the top right, and that shows that I'm an administrator. This is the page that you see when you're first logged in. So you'll see the navigation bar as well as the dashboard where you see the current ratio, return on assets, net profit margin, example, like all these things. And you can see like how well they are doing. Um, and you as the administrator or accountant or manager, you can go based on that to see what you want to do on this website. So to start things off, if I wanted to email a user, or like let's say I wanted to view users, right? Before I get into emails, we see that hey, Joker Happy is not it's not active. So are they not active? They're not, right? Um, these are the hash passwords. You can see the date they were created, their emails, their addresses, their fake addresses, and these their like first and last name and so on and so forth. If we wanted to, we can also update some of these people, like James One here, um, and yeah. So if that's view users, but we can also approve users. So if I decide to approve of them, I can click that. It would update them to be approved, and then if I go to view users again, down here they are now approved. So if we log out and try to log in as them again, we will be able to log in. So we're now Ledger Legends an accountant. So and their name is up here. As you can tell, it's different from here. We'll go over accountant later, but just as an explanation, this is what it will look like. But yeah, going back to logging in as the administrator. So we can also create another user, which is in the same format as when you're signing in. You can go back to the home page. And yeah, so that is pretty simple, pretty easy to do. We also have the client account management, but they can only create accounts. They can look at the chart of accounts and accounts. We'll go over that later in the managers because they are able to do the most. But they are the administrator can only do so little in terms of that. Now, if we go to reports, we have the expired passwords where we show the person's name, a first name and last name, their username, and their password that got expired. And these and the user will have the administrator reset their password, or they will reset it themselves. So then we also have the event logs reports. So you can see here as we just made somebody's account that it was just created. They're an accountant. The user they have the account affected was the user's account. There was no change before because there was nothing there before. They just didn't exist. So that's what that one's about. And then we have the email users. If we wanted to email Joker Happy, we can say, hey, your account is ready now. Please try and log in. Send it. Email successfully sent. So yeah, we just got an email. Please try and log in. That's what I had sent. And so that is pretty much it for the administrator's page. So if we log out and we try to log in as like we already showed that we could log in, but like let's say I'm trying to log in again, and I forgot my password, right? So I could actually go and put this in, say like, oh yeah, this is my email. You have to have your security question. You have to have that correct. If it's not correct, it will not send an email, and it will give you an error. So we go here. It says, hey, your password's here, and then it'll be working. So if we actually log in as that new user, one of the examples that I didn't show before is that we also have the calculator here that works, and we also have the calendar. We also have a help page that shows like, oh, how does this work? Like what is account approval? You can look at that. You can look at like calculator descriptions, and yeah. So we also like have their accountant name up on the top right. And one of the things I did want to go over before we do go over it is this page, which will be different over here. There is no action side on the right side, but I'll show you that when we get to the managers page. So if I log in as the manager, this is their page. It looks pretty similar. Still, like, it has this stuff. And it has all of this. So if we go over chart of accounts is are all the accounts that have a balance in it. It's not going to show any that doesn't have an account a balance in it. This one does. This one shows all accounts, including the ones that have zero in it. But yeah, the chart of accounts, that's the only difference between those two. This will show you all of their accounts and all the information you may want to know, like the balance. Sometimes you want to know what the category is, what the normal side is. If you wanted to edit the information, you can here. Pretty simple. If you want to like search for one, you can just search for the cash account because sometimes it gets a little bit long. If you like, let's say you only want assets, it shows you all the ones with assets. If you reset it, like let's say you want only the balance to be 3,000 or above, it will only show you the ones with 3,000 or above, and so on and so forth. The filter is great. The search bar is great. You can also email if you want to. So if we want to go to the ledger, we can click this button, or we can click either one of these. It'll take you there. And here it will show you the ledger. It'll show you the balance over time. So like it added 1,800 to the balance before, and that's where it is at the moment. You can look at the post reference. This is one of the post references in detail. If you add up all the debit and then add up all the credit for each one, they should equal each other, because they were approved. They're correct. They should be correct. So, and we can go to like other ones like this one. So another one thing that I can show, I'll go over the journal entries in a second. I want to go over the trial balance first. So if you come down here, the totals are exactly the same. If they were not the same, that means everything would have been incorrect. We have the total debits on one side, and we have the total credits for one side for the trial balance for the Adams family. And these are all the account names that are being shown. And so yes, if you like add all these up, the numbers should be equal. And then we have the income statement where we have the revenues. We have the service revenues, which is 13,000. The expenses, which the total expenses is 8,900, and then we have the net income loss, which is 4,525. And then if we go to the income statement, we can see the net income with the total, and the end retained earnings is that number. And then we have the balance sheet, where we have the current assets, where all the total current assets equals this number. We have the normal current assets, which is equal to this number, and combined the total assets is 26,000. And then we have the liabilities, which is 2,000, and then we have the equity. The total equity is 24,000, which is equal to 26,000. These two numbers are the exact same, which means they are correct. That means everything is fine. This is in parentheses, which means that 500 is negative. So we can also like print if we wanted to, and if we wanted to print here, or we wanted to email, or we can download as well, we can do that if we want to, for each page. Moving on to the viewing journal entries. Here we have the dates and who it was created by. We have the journal entry type. We have all the accounts. We have the status of it, if it was rejected or not. These were like testing. And then we have like actions. I wanted to leave one that's pending. So if we wanted to approve or reject it, we can use this action here. If these were either rejected or approved, the action is gone because it doesn't need to anymore. But yeah, that's pretty good. And it also shows the debit and credit for the transaction. This one had 3 accounts involved. So if you add these up to 100, and 100 is 200, and that's 200, that's good. But I rejected it because I was just testing. These should always be equal. Never should have an issue there. This one is a big one. But yeah, if you go through, these are all different. As I said before, the accountant does not have this action bar. It is only showing the up to comments. Um, we also have this filtering area, and we can add journal entry, or we can actually select it from the navigation bar. So here we could choose the normal adjusted area. Um, and we could choose an account, like let's say I choose supplies, and let's say $1,000, right? And then we choose another one, and we choose another 1,000, or oh, that's a lot. Just 1,000. And then here you can also see that we cannot choose supplies or depreciation expense. I probably pronounced that wrong, but we can choose another account, and this will be $2,000. So these are debit accounts. This one is indented, so this is a credit accounts. We can leave a comment, say, this is for my showcase. And then we can also choose some files to upload, like attached to this, and then we can submit it. Then it shows up here. This is for my showcase. It's pending. I can reject or approve. I'm going to say, we did this for my showcase. And then reject. Now it's been rejected. And so because it's been rejected or it was pending, it was not going to be added to the ledgers for any of these. Or it would be added to the balances either. So, excuse me. So, yeah, if I believe that is all I had to showcase. If I go back to the accountant page, and I did go to view journal entries, see we don't have the action there. We can go to there the like chart of accounts or accounts. You can also see that we cannot change like update the accounts, but we can view the ledger if we wanted to. But yeah. Anything else that I need to show? I think that is pretty much it. I believe so. I went over forgot passwords, sign up. If I go here to the administrator page, I just I showcased the viewer, the view users, and updating things. And then so the biggest one that we worked on was obviously the manager's page, because these were the most important parts according to the accounting firm. All these balances are also related 100% to the accounting solve problem in D2L. So if you wanted to make sure that everything was correct, like in the income statement, you can look at that page or the work examples, and all these numbers should be identical to the examples, as well as like what's in the chart of accounts should be identical. They should be the same. And so overall, my team was very thankful for this project. We had put a lot of effort into it. This was most of our first time making a full stack project. Obviously, not everything is perfect, but this was a very good lesson for us to learn. Obviously, if we had more time for each sprint, we could dedicate more time into cleaning up a lot more areas, making it look even better, making sure everything was planned better. Um, if I had to, if we all had to do a few things differently, we probably would have had planned more in terms of the user's experience. But overall, we are very proud of our project. Um, and that's about it. Thank you so much for watching.